Flames engulf the road. A thick black cloud of smoke billows into the sky. But this is no ordinary car fire in Michigan. The vehicle is being driven by a respected lawyer. Was he the target of a calculated and potentially deadly crime? Here's Anna Garcia.
How could anyone escape this fireball of death?
Okay, we have a bad accident. My car blew up with 2 kids.
Plumes of toxic black smoke and flames lick the September sky.
I've got 2 significant leg injuries that are chewed up pretty good, okay?
A terrified father begs for help.
8 tissue wounds. They are bleeding. I need someone here now.
Is it an accident or an explosion fueled by evil?
There was a hole, and you could see the starburst pattern. What it reminded me of was pictures of what the IEDs look like, Iraq, Middle East, etc.
But Erik Chappell wasn't driving in a war zone. He was driving his sons, Grant and Cole, to afternoon football practice in their sleepy hometown of Monroe, Michigan.
I just remember laying on the side of the road, watching the car burn, watching the gas tank explode, just laying down there, looking at my dad and my brother.
Cole's older brother, Grant, still replays the horror.
I see stars, just completely disoriented. It was like a flash grenade or something. I can't really process what's going on because I just keep on telling myself I'm gonna wake up at football practice. It's just like a bad dream. I must have taken a nap during the car ride or something.
The powerful blast rocketed their steadfast Volvo station wagon like a Formula One race car down the highway, and then it burst into flames. The hero dad had to act fast to save his kids from being burned alive.
They were screaming, they were in a lot of pain. And at that point, I just started to scream at the boys to, get out of the car, get out of the car, and get out of the car.
Grant and Cole crawl to the side of the road. All that remains of the family station wagon is a steel skeleton.
I know my dad had to carry me to the side of the road because I couldn't walk. He made a tourniquet out of my football belt to stop the bleeding.
I remember seeing the blood. Cole's leg was pretty well chewed up.
A shaken Erik phones his wife Maureen Terrell, who was at another sporting event with the couple's 2 other kids, Erica and Emma.
As a parent, you want to be there when your children are hurt.
Maureen rushed to the hospital. Erik and the boys had miraculously cheated death, but their injuries were severe. Grant, who was the front seat passenger, had deep wounds to his buttocks. And Cole, who was sitting in the back passenger seat, had his left leg embedded with shrapnel. Erik suffered deep gashes in his arm and face.
So you've got kids in multiple rooms, so you're running from room to room, and who's going into surgery first?
Investigators comb the car for clues, and then they bring in a bomb-sniffing dog, and bam! The dog finds a shocker. A homemade bomb had actually been planted under the car.
A bomb? What do you mean a bomb?
A bomb so powerful the blast could be heard a mile away, and cops say it was intended not just to maim, but to kill.
This is the size, the length, and the width detail of that. That's what they used.
The mad bomber had stuffed the metal pipe with ball bearings as well as ammo for maximum damage. And this is how the bomb was triggered, using this toy car's remote control.
They used these cars, parts from these trucks. That's exactly what we think they used.
Cops believe the trigger man may have been tailing Chappell's car when the bomb was detonated. Thankfully, the Volvo had a sunroof, and experts believe that was the difference between life and death.
Having a sunroof made all the difference in the world because it vented the explosion. They indicated to us that had we not had a sunroof, we wouldn't be here today.
I cannot think of anyone that would have that evilness inside them to hurt children.
I think the target was me, but I have no doubt that the person who detonated the bomb knew the boys were in the car.
Erik Chappell prides himself as a good lawyer, but he's made some enemies along the way. His practice has handled some bitter divorce battles, one that actually involved accusations of a husband videotaping his stepdaughters and their friends nude in tanning beds. Erik represented the now ex-wife.
The device was pointed right at the tanning beds. I think that's when she finally said, enough.
That man Erik calls a bitter ex has never been charged or listed as a suspect in connection with the car bombing. In fact, no one has. Despite that, Erik says he's sure he knows who did it.
The guy's a monster.
Erik believes that monster is still taunting him and his family. On an anniversary of the car bombing, Chappell's daughter Erica and Emma became targets of a second bomb.
I walked with her to the mailbox. As soon as she pulled it out, you see it rolling. You have a basic idea of what explosives look like, but when I looked at it closer, you could see the words.
They claim some sicko planted it in their mailbox, the word explosives written across it.
She dropped it. I made sure she was on the other side of the road. I called my dad within like 10 minutes. Fire trucks, police, ambulance, bomb squad, everybody was there.
Thankfully, this one was unarmed.
What I understand it was a commercial explosive device. It wasn't armed, it didn't have a detonator on it, no fuse or what have you, but someone had placed that in the mailbox.
No one has ever been charged for planting the unarmed bomb either. The Chappell girls were shaken, but they want the person who tried to mail them a piece of hell to know they're survivors too.
To him I say, look how strong and amazing our family has grown. There's nothing you can do that would ever change that.
We're stronger, we're better than yesterday, better when that happened. We've learned from our mistakes, we're living life now. We're not afraid.
Shockingly, in the years since the car bomb explosion changed the course of the Chappell's lives forever, the feds still don't have a prime suspect. Even though Erik says he knows who did this, cops aren't naming a suspect and neither can we. In fact, ATF Special Agent Dawkins admits the case is running out of gas.
It's very frustrating for us.
Cole and Grant were badly injured in the blast, but they're back on their feet and back to playing sports.
I would just want him to see me and my family, see that we're still here.
And Grant has turned the ordeal into something else positive. He's going to medical school to be a trauma surgeon.
You know what they say about terrorist attacks, like you can't let this change the way we live. Say, nice try, we're still all here.
But Mom Maureen says she'll always be looking over her shoulder at her new normal.
I lived in this perfect little bubble and everybody loved each other and life was grand and no one would ever hurt anyone.
I think he's a despicable person. I don't think that he has much use walking this earth. It's one thing to focus on me, but the type of person who would do something to hurt kids, they don't have a place in our society.
The ATF is offering up to a $10,000 reward for information leading to the arrest and conviction of the person responsible for the car bomb. If you know anything, you can call 1-888-ATF-BOMB. I'm Chris Hansen. If you like this story, make sure you tune in every day to Crime Watch Daily. You can find where the show airs in your city at crimewatchdaily.com. Watch it live or record it on your DVR and watch it at night. And to all those criminals out there, remember, we are watching.